Okie dokie. We be streaming live. We got it good. We know that we're number one. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, goddamn, yes, sir. We're number one. Yes, sir. From Big Fat Mountain Mamas to Little Dick Valley. All right, welcome to cooking video, whatever the hell this is, 193 or 391, whatever it is. Let's just get into it. Smoked beef on weck. Smoked beef on weck. Okay.
Welcome back to Chud's Barbecue. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this. Beautiful, delicious, smoky, juicy, tender, amazing beef on weck sandwich. That's right, folks, we're making some salty caraway seed topped buns filled with some tender, smoky, medium rare roast beef topped with horseradish and served with an au jus dipping sauce. Coming up.
Okay.
This is some meat.
Looks like
Pat it dry.
that looks like either a top round roast or a sirloin roast.
And what I've got here is a top round roast. Got this
Yep.
from my friends over at Porter Road, and I gotta say, it is a beautiful looking cut of meat. Nice dark red, got a little bit of dry age on there.
Honestly, that looks way better than most top round roasts. That's way too much fat for a top round, or a top round. Excuse me, eye of round roast. That's way too much fat for an eye of round roast.
Pretty good marbling too for a top round, and beautifully butchered and nice and clean.
Oh, it is
but
top
you could use
round.
any cut you like for this, but essentially we're gonna be making roast beef. You know, you could use something super premium like a ribeye or a New York strip. You could also go really inexpensive and get an eye of round. That would probably work because we're gonna be slicing this really thin at the end of the day. But typically when I'm looking for a nice roast beef, I'll bust out a top round or a bottom round because it's just kind of the best of both worlds. Decent marbling, but not too fatty. Perfect shape too, should fit nicely on the meat slicer, and I'm pretty excited to see how this cooks up. And that's because today we're taking a look at the beef on weck sandwich, a long requested recipe on this channel. And if you're unfamiliar, a beef on weck is a sandwich from Buffalo, New York, which is made of some super thinly sliced rare roast beef on a come-a-weck roll.
Although I have to, now I'm apparently screwed into making enchiladas. Because people won't shut the fuck up about it.
Which is essentially a Kaiser roll with flaky salt and caraway seeds on top, topped with some horseradish, and served with an au jus dipping sauce. And that honestly sounds absolutely fantastic to me. Very simple sandwich, but with the caraway notes in there, a nice fluffy salty bun, and some beautiful, in this case, smoked roast beef. I'm ready to give it a try. But if you couldn't tell by the time of day, we're gonna be dry brining this overnight. And that's not entirely necessary, but because we're only gonna be taking this to probably 125, 130 internal, it's not gonna spend all that much time on the pit. So I really wanna make sure that that rub adheres. And also the longer the rub sits on there, the deeper the salt and the other flavors will penetrate into the meat, giving us a nice flavor all the way through the slice of roast beef instead of a super salty exterior and a bland interior. And you could just simply dry brine this with kosher salt and black pepper, but today we're gonna go on with some Chud's Barbecue Bold, our newest rub. And by newest rub, I mean the rebrand of Chud's Barbecue Steak Rub. This stuff is absolutely fantastic. We came out with this a while ago, and it quickly became my favorite rub in the lineup, so we wanted to rebrand it instead of steak rub to something a little bit more broad, because I put this on everything from vegetables to fish, and also now it's in the big container, which is great because I go through a lot of this stuff. But again, you can use whatever seasoning you like, but if you haven't tried this stuff yet, highly recommend it because it's still great on beef. So I'm gonna go on pretty heavily with this. This is a really big piece of meat, pretty thick, and it's gonna be dry brining, so I don't really think we can oversalt it, especially with a rub like this, but it's gonna add a whole bunch of really great flavor. Top and bottom, don't forget the sides, you know the drill, folks. This would be a great rub for one of those dunk methods, you know, Leroy and Lewis style. Roll it around, just get it fully covered. And just like that, all rubbed down, got some beautiful coverage on there. So now I'm gonna park this in the fridge uncovered on this wire rack overnight to let all the seasonings penetrate deep into the meat. One overnight dry brine later. Out of the fridge, this meat comes looking absolutely beautiful. That rub is definitely adhered nicely, and I'm not seeing any visible signs of salt, meaning it went deep into the meat, which is exactly what we were going for. So now we gotta go ahead and get this cooked off. And traditionally, this is roasted off, or maybe it's roasted off in a steam oven, not quite sure, but as you probably guessed, we're gonna be throwing this on the old barbecue pit. You could do this on the direct heat pit, pellet grill, offset, whatever you got, but for a nice low and slow roast beef like this, I'm thinking the offset is the move. So let's go ahead and fire up the pit.
Unkibble, regular kibble. Unkibble, freeze-dried raw. unkibble fresh dog food.
If you've seen Unkibble on your feed at all, you know that this food is raved about for even the
Beef on weck? More like beef on snack. And on the pit we go.
The
Got
hell
the old
was
smoker
that?
fired up with a post-oak fire in true Central Texas barbecue fashion. I'm keeping it on this wire rack so the grates don't get it all dirty and whatnot because they're a bit sooty. And I'm going to be rocking a pretty low and slow cook on this thing, probably 225, 250-ish, to slowly bring this up to temp without getting a big gray band around the outside and that nice edge-to-edge pink medium rare, and basically kind of treat it like a prime rib. Nice and smoky, get some good color, some wonderful flavor, and honestly I'm not quite sure how long this is going to take, but I'll keep you posted. And this video is in fact sponsored by Porter Road, and I'm a big fan of Porter Road. I've been cooking their meats for years at this point because they know what they're doing and everything is absolutely fantastic. You know, all their beef is whole carcass dry aged, which leads to some really tender, super beefy meat with that deep red color, but it's not so dry aged that it comes out tasting like cheese. It kind of hits that perfect sweet spot of tenderness and beefiness. They've got some great poultry as well, and their pork is just absolutely incredible. It's pasture raised the right way by farmers here in the US that really know what they're doing and treat the animals properly, and it's just so much better than any of the commodity stuff you're going to get at the grocery store. But one of my favorite parts about Porter Road is that you can find all the normal cuts, you know, your ribeyes, New York strips, filet mignons, things like that. But they also carry a lot of the offcuts like hanger steaks, beef belly, pig wings. So if you're looking for something fun and new to throw on the old barbecue pit in the backyard,
What the fuck is a pig wing?
Porter Road is a great place to go look because you can sign up for a subscription or you can shop a la carte, and it's just like going to your local butcher shop, you know? See what they got, see what's new and exciting, and get it shipped right to your door. All their steaks ship fresh, never frozen, so you know you're getting really high quality meat, and everything I've gotten from Porter Road over the years is incredibly flavorful. I mean, just look at that top row we pulled out. Perfectly butchered, all the sinew was removed, I didn't have to do any trimming, vac sealed up and shipped right to my door. Very convenient. Big fan of Porter Road, love what they're doing, and if you want to try Porter Road for yourself, click my link in the description box of this video where you can get 15% off your first order. Again, link in description to check out Porter Road, and with my link you can save 15% off your first order. Thank you, Porter Road. Next up, let's go ahead and knock out some buns. Starting by going into a stand mixer with our milk and our eggs, followed by our yeast and our sugar. And give that a quick little mix. Break up the eggs, get that yeast mixed in, followed by some bread flour and some dough conditioner. And let this come together for like 3 minutes. And now I'm going to let this hang out for like 10 minutes. And after resting for about 10 minutes, it's looking a little bit more relaxed, so now I can go in with our kosher salt, as well as our softened butter. Now I'm going to let this knead for 6 to 10 minutes. Beautiful smooth ball of dough. So out it comes. Ooh, feeling so nice and supple. So now into a grease bowl we go to let this rise for the next hour and 1/2. And once our dough has doubled in size, out it comes. Boop. And now we can portion this out into some 95-gram dough balls. And then grab a dough ball and tuck all the seams to the underside, pinching everything shut. Give it a little roll so everything is nice and tight and nice and smooth for a beautiful little ball. And once all rolled up, I did go around and flatten these a little bit so they don't get too tall. But now I'm going to cover these up in greased plastic wrap and let them rise for another 30 to 45 minutes. And after about 45 minutes, these buns are looking nice and poofy and nice and big. So now I'm going to paint them with an egg wash. This is one egg yolk, and about a tablespoon of water. And this is going to give them a nice dark golden brown shine, as well as help our toppings stick. And classic topping on a beef on weck bun is some flaky salt. This is some Malden, but you could use pretzel salt or whatever you have. But the bigger the better, we want the crunch. As well as some caraway seeds, which is going to pair so nice.
Well, if you wanted the ultimate crunch, wouldn't you use kosher salt?
Nicely with that beef. Looking absolutely beautiful. So now into a 375-degree oven these go for about 20 minutes, maybe 30. And just like that, after 30 minutes on the dot, out these come, and I gotta say, these are looking absolutely beautiful. Quite possibly the best looking buns yet. Very happy about that. But now I'm gonna take these off this hot tray and park them onto a wire rack to cool down. And after 4 hours on the pit, this roast has come up to an internal temp of 120 degrees, 122, 125 in other parts, 125, looking good. So now we're gonna go ahead and let this rest down for probably the next 20, 30 minutes to let it carry over and cool down a little bit. But I gotta say, it's looking good, looking nice and red, nice and smoky. But we're gonna let it cool down a little bit before we slice on in. And while that meat rests down, let's go ahead and knock out a quick jus for dipping these sandwiches in. Starting out with a knob of butter,
The one thing
And get that melting down.
never
And
figured
once
out
nice
how
and
it
melted and
works.
nice and frothy, in we go with some all-purpose flour. And get that whisked in and cook it down for just a little bit till we've got a nice blonde roux. And after cooking down for about a minute, we should have cooked all the raw flavor off of that flour, and the roux should darken up just slightly. So now we're gonna go into some homemade smoky gelatinous beef stock. A little bit at first. Get that stirred in, thickened up immediately, and then in with a little bit more, and then in with the rest. And now I'm gonna bring this up to a simmer and let it cook down for maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
My dad never looked back at his old jeans after I gifted him these.
Trust me, these will become your new favorite pants.
Designed by a 63-year-old apparel expert who understands.
And one final ingredient I'm gonna go in with is some super beef. And this is a pretty unique, pretty ridiculous tasting demi-glace of sorts. And if you saw my video from a little while ago where I made barbacoa in 1 hour using a pressure cooker, this is the liquid that remained. And essentially in that video, I took an Instant Pot, threw some cooked barbacoa in there that I had just grilled off, but it was still raw internal. And then I covered that with the same smoky gelatinous beef stock that we just poured into this. And I cooked it on high pressure for 1 hour. And when you take a super gelatinous smoky homemade beef stock and you simmer beef cheeks in it, which is the most collagen-rich cut on the animal, pretty sure, what you're left with is what we call super beef. It's super dark, very flavorful. It's got the essence of barbecue, and it is the most gelatinous thing I've ever made. This is in liquid form because I just popped it in the microwave, but when it's cold, you could probably take a whole quart and bounce it off the ground. But the first time I tasted this after that video, it tasted literally like liquid brisket. And I know that kind of terminology gets thrown around a lot, but I mean it. So if you ever make that recipe, make sure to keep the super beef because it is perfect for applications like this. Oh, so beefy, so smoky. And now in we go and get that all mixed up. And after letting that cook down for a little bit, we've got ourselves a beautiful looking jus. It's nice and thin, not too thick like a gravy or something like that. But again, not just straight watery either. So now I'm gonna give it a little taste. Ooh, that is lovely. Super beef for the win. Does need a pinch of salt though, because I don't season my stocks ahead of time. But that's about it. You know, it's got plenty of black pepper in the stock and the super beef. So really, I'm just gonna dial in the salinity and our quick jus is done. Yep, that'll do. And with our beef all rested down, let's go ahead and get this sliced up. And there are several ways to go about doing this. Obviously, you could just go out.
How does he not have 8 million fireflies and 23 million mosquitoes?
At it with a knife as thin as you can, but if you got a meat slicer handy, you might as well bust it out. Although I'm pretty sure in Buffalo, they're not using meat slicers, but it's just gonna be a little bit more exact and probably a lot quicker and definitely more consistent. And we're gonna go nice and thin. Few slices in, looking very nice. Big old smoke ring on there. Nice and thin, perfect medium rare to rare on that. Very happy with how this is looking and smelling. And look how juicy it is too. It's too shiny, it's catching the light. Gotta love that. Roast beef mountain. And just like that, all sliced up, we've got ourselves a massive pile of some smoky, rare to medium rare, beautiful roast beef. Let's build a sandwich. To build, we're gonna start out with one of these beautiful buns looking absolutely fantastic. Go ahead and slice that right in half, revealing a beautiful, fluffy interior. Now I'm gonna go ahead and toast this off, probably unnecessary, but you know, anytime you're serving a sandwich au jus, I think a little toast on the bun is always nice. Beautiful toast on that. And from here, it's a very simple sandwich. We're just gonna go down with a whole bunch of our freshly shaved, beautiful smoky roast beef. Kind of fold it around so it's got some different textures to it, not just one big dense block, you know what I mean? But I will say this stuff is looking absolutely incredible, nice and juicy. The smell, oh God, so smoky. Let me know how I did on that cook. Might be too rare for some, but I think it's perfect for this. And it's just so
fine.
thin. I think that's enough meat, looking quite meaty. And then you can just top it off and serve some horseradish on the side, or, because I know I'm gonna want it, I'm gonna just put it on this top bun. And it's just straight up horseradish. I got this from the seafood section, so it's the refrigerated kind, so it should be a little bit more potent. And it is. I tasted it right before this to see if it was gonna be hot enough, and yeah, it's pretty rough, but I'm not scared. I think the original brand is Miller's up in Buffalo, New York, but you couldn't find any of that around here, so this is what we're going with. Just roast beef and horseradish. Gotta love a simple sandwich. And don't be shy. God, whenever I smell horseradish, it makes me want a shrimp cocktail. And once you're all horseradished up, top bun goes on, and there it is, folks. The beef on weck. I will
Okay, even I will say that's a little excessive on the fucking horseradish.
Say, folks, that this certainly is a sight to behold with a big
Hello,
beefy
the
sandwich,
juice.
a lovely dipper, and just look at this big pile of meat. But yeah, I'm ready to dive on in. Definitely got some weight to it, but honestly not as heavy as I thought because that meat is so thinly shaved. But I'm gonna knock this in half real quick. For a big, meaty cross section, oh, the horseradish, the fresh bun, I'm ready for it. Okay, New York, I get it. I see you now. That is so good. Right off the bat, it's just a really good roast beef sandwich. You know, it's full of meat, but I bit through.
I'm sure it's delicious, but let's move on. Saddest Last Suppers. Actually, I'll move this back here. Shrink him down, because I don't want to close 94 fucking tabs.
Last Suppers and rating them. And today, it's Otzi, the Iceman. Found frozen in the Alps like a prehistoric popsicle, Otzi lived over 5,000 years ago. Otzi's life wasn't exactly cushy. He was wandering around with an arrow lodged in his shoulder, a head injury, and a half-digested meal on the day he died. But luckily, scientists figured out his last meal. And before he shuffled off his mortal coil and was preserved for us modern folk to have a poke around in, Otzi sat down to his last supper, which was a mix of dried ibex meat and einkorn wheat. Einkorn wheat? I'm not sure. I can't get hold of either of these ingredients, so to replicate it, I'm using venison and cooking up some pearl barley, which has a similar vibe. No seasoning and no sides. This is just raw survival energy, and it's depressingly utilitarian. 2 out of 10. I'm making the saddest life.
Yeah, I'd say that's worth about 2 out of 10. Especially, I mean, I don't know what the fucking ibex is, but if it's anything like deer in terms of leanness, or if it's anything like in terms of elk in leanness, yeah, it needs flavoring, it needs seasoning, it needs marination.
Last Suppers and rating.
But the Iceman probably ate the shit raw. All right, now we're going to move into this thing.
Stuffed crust pizza. Use 2 Italian sausage links. Remove the sausage casing and brown the sausage. Then take parchment paper and cut to size. Then I stretch the pizza crust a little bigger than the pan.
Oh, God, use canned pizza dough.
Remove the packages of string cheese and place it around the edges of the crust. I used a total of 10. Then fold the crust over the string cheese. Next, take a fork and poke throughout the crust. Then, in a small bowl, take 2 tablespoons of butter, some oregano, and garlic powder. Then melt in the microwave for about 45 seconds. Now take the butter mixture and spread entirely over the crust.
Oh, God.
Next, spread on your favorite pizza sauce. Then top with mozzarella cheese. Then top the cheese with pepperoni. Next, sprinkle garlic powder and oregano throughout. Finally, top with sausage. And of course, add more cheese. It is now ready for the oven. Bake at 475 for 10 to 15 minutes. Next, cut to size and enjoy. Let's make stuffed crust pizza.
Well, don't cut immediately. Cut after about 10 minutes. All right, now we have sandwich horror.
Let's see if I can cut this sandwich perfectly in half.
You're technically not cutting, my dear. Cutting involves one motion.
Not perfect. Let's see if I can cut this sandwich.
Oh, I feel so bad for you. I don't care.
Memory lane today is we cooked old school barbecue cheeseburgers like my dad used to do it on the grill. Come on.
And here's the thing about my daddy's cheeseburgers and my daddy's before him cheeseburger and his daddies before him and all the way into the ancestors. They all fucking sucked till they got to me.
Come on, let's get started.
I swear to God, if I have to hear one more fucking person go, oh, the ancestors. Fuck the ancestors. They're dead and rotten in the ground. They don't give a sauteed rat's cunt what you're doing.
To get started on our classic barbecue cheeseburger, the first thing we want to do, we took 1/3 pound of ground beef, a ball, and I just mashed them down flat with
Okay, you said ground beef. Already I have problems with this recipe. I need to know the type of ground beef. Because ground beef ranges from, I will tell you after I take a piss, you idiots can fucking get the various cuts of meat out. All right, I think we're back. Yeah, we're back. All right.
a spatula and a piece of parchment paper. They're about 1/3 pound a piece, like I say. Now,
okay, you are apparently going to ignore this. Ground beef is not just ground beef. There are different grades of ground beef. You have, at the low end, 70-30. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's 70% lean to 30% fat. You have 75-25. You have 73-27. You have, well, which is 80% lean to 20% fat. And you have it all go all the way up to 97% lean, 3% fat. So ground beef is not just ground beef.
I'm going to take my beef rub here. I'm going to season aggressively on this. You can season however you want and with whatever seasoning you want.
If I had to guess, this beef is probably 80-20.
I mean, completely up to you. Now, I'm going to kind of pat this in here. I'm seasoning old school just like my dad used to do. Of course, most of the time he was using Lowry seasoning salt. I'm not.
Yeah, the reason he had to was because he got shitty beef.
Gonna lie, which is a great seasoning salt. But I use my beef rub as kind of my ode to my own stuff and my family. But this classic barbecue cheeseburger is just something that my dad cooked burgers all the time, and as a kid growing up, putting a little barbecue sauce on them and dressing them out was just something that we done at family picnics. And
by the way, your burgers are way too thick, even for third-pound patties. That is way too thick. They're going to become hockey pucks on the goddamn grill.
Outings. So, like I say, follow along as we grill these burgers off. They're going to be great. Now you can see we've got our Golden's cast iron fired up and we're running at almost 400 degrees here. Now I've got a hot zone over here and a cool zone. I've only seasoned one side of my burgers here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay these on the cool side.
Why?
Once we get them laid down, we're going to come back and season the back side with a little bit more of our beef rub.
You don't cook burgers low and slow, you fat fucking Alabama retard. Oh, God, fuck my ass.
I'm going to go ahead and get the grill lid closed and let them go for about 20 minutes. Gets a little bit of smoke on them, a little bit of residual heat, then we're going to grill them off. Believe it or not, a two-zone hamburger makes a really juicy hamburger. So this is the way I like doing them. If you like grilling them hot and fast, you do it your way.
I guarantee you my burger would kick your burger's ass.
Now our Goldens, the burgers have been on for about 10 minutes. As you can see, they're starting to puff up here. Now I just want to take my scoop. It's time to get them over here now. Now, I'm going to let them go and I'm going to let them cook just a little while.
Great, and they still jacked up like hockey pucks.
Over direct coals, maybe 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to start basting them with some barbecue sauce when they get just the right temp where we want them at.
Well, if you're in a Kamado cooker that you took the airflow regulator off of, or you lost it, they're going to cook hotter than the halls of hell. So your burgers are just going to be charcoal. Great. Love that.
All right, you can see our burgers have kind of swelled up here, and we want to move them off.
Yeah, and you don't want burgers to swell up to look like hockey pucks. Oh, God in heaven on the tap dancing throne of Christ.
Off our fire here, and it's time to get them basted in some barbecue sauce. That's what I'm looking for on these burgers here, folks. That nice old school color, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah, this is what's known as Uncle Lou burgers, and Uncle Lou burgers suck because these burgers will be so thick. Anything you put on them as condiments will be completely diluted by the amount of meat you get in every bite.
I'm going to take some of my sweet barbecue sauce here and just drizzle on them. Take my old pastry brush here.
This is the only thing he's done right so far. Sucks that he used the jarred version of his sauce, but yeah, you do you.
Now we're going to flip them over and repeat the process. Oh, yeah, look at that crust we got.
You don't have a
Perfect.
crust.
Now, these old school burgers are...
You have maybe burnt remnant, burnt parts of your burger, but you don't have a crust, my friend. You don't get a crust with grilling. You get a crust with griddling, but not grilling. And yes, the two are fucking different.
Reminds me of my dad grilling out on the grill. I mean, you just can't beat that feeling. I miss my dad every day. Now, what we want to do...
Look, I'm very sorry that you lost your father. I truly am. I cannot imagine a world without my dad. But it doesn't take away from these burgers. These burgers suck. I'm sorry. Sorry, dude, but these burgers suck.
We just want to take these burgers and kind of put them back to our cool side here. Because remember, they're finished cooking. We're going to let that barbecue...
Yeah, and now every second you have them on the grill, they're drying out. Like, why do you think lump charcoal is such a pain in the cunt to cook with when it comes especially to burgers? Because they go from fine to fuck in about 8 seconds.
Sauce just heat up a little bit, and then we're going to melt some cheese over these things, and we're going to be ready to build a burger. Y'all get ready. All right, our burgers have been on here for about 3 or 4 minutes as far as getting the sauce tacked up. Now you can see I've got some cheese here. I like a lot of cheese on my burgers. I'm going to go 2 slices per burger. And I guess before I do that, I probably need to space these things out a little bit. All right, let's get them on here. All right, let's get that grill lid shut and let these burgers melt.
Oh my God, those burgers look horrible. I'm sorry, they look fucking horrible.
It's almost time to eat one. All right, guys, our cheese is just about melted.
I'm going to assume he has like a 3 Seasons porch, so he could actually do this. It's a bad idea, but he could actually do it.
As you can see, it's time to get these burgers up and build one. Get them scooped up on my plate here. Oh yeah, look at that old cheese melting. That's just what we're wanting right there. All right, our burgers are off the grill. As you can see, I've got some buns here. I've got some mayo on that bottom bun because I am a mayonnaise man, no doubt. Now, I'm gonna put a little bit of lettuce on each one. I like a little bit, not a lot of lettuce. Now, I'm gonna come back after that. I like my tomatoes and onions on top, so it's time to build some cheeseburgers. Right on top here. Look at that gooey cheese. Oh yeah. Now, we're gonna get a tomato on each of these. We'll come back with a little onion on each one. A few pickles on each one. And I'm just taking my time here, folks. Now, when you get all of that said and done, and you get your pickles the way you want it, and all that, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna add a little drizzle of barbecue sauce right over the top. Now, I don't like a lot more, I just want a little drizzle on the top, just to finish her off. Once you get all your burgers drizzled,
and you didn't even bother to toast the fucking buns. Well, now I guess I'm going to give my response to Jake's response of, I guess, this guy's video. Because you're a big a hack as this fucking hick. That's why you fucked off with me, because you knew I could beat you anywhere, any place, anytime.
I prefer the flavor of good corn tortilla most. So a fresh corn tortilla versus a fresh flour tortilla is like, they're both good for different reasons.
I literally said I could beat you any place, anywhere, anytime, and you're yakking about tortillas. Okay, what's this? What's next?
So the reason I say that is just like corn on, like the corn tortilla on the stuff that you put fish with, I think is like a smaller vessel than typically, especially a fried piece of fish, is like capable of like wrangling, unless you make like a big boy one. And typically the big tortillas, like even the fucking, wider tortillas, a little bit better.
I literally just said I can beat you. This is why you fucked off with me. And you have nothing. You're talking about fish tortillas.
For holding the thing, but anytime, anywhere, except not actually. True. Yeah, but it doesn't make it bigger, Thrace. It just makes it stay a little guy. So I've seen...
No, well, my offer is genuine. Anywhere, anytime.
seen them more often.
Except my only caveat to that is we have to do it against each other in a live setting. Because I'm not going to cook against you on YouTube. That's fucking stupid.
Flour tortillas. I'll eat all of them, though. You think I won't?
By the way, I would just like to speak out upon the atheist. By the way, I would like to point out this video is not mine. This is something that Iron Gullet clipped together, so I'm sure he left a lot of shit on the floor that I don't remember saying. Community, and I am absolutely embarrassed that actual Jake is a member of us.
Okay. I'm the best of us. Let's be real. I'm the best one.
If you believe that, boy, I have some waterfront property to sell you in Florida. I would like to encapsulate that he needs to be immediately expunged.
Expunged? Dude, the fuck.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are, Iron Gullet, and I would ask that you don't take me out of context, but I know you fucking will, because you're a fucking little pussy bitch.
Fucking atheists are gonna expunge me
from our ranks.
From the ranks. I don't even know what that means.
Because he's an absolutely fucking disgrace.
And a fucking disgrace? An absolutely fucking disgrace. That's not grammatically.
Well, I don't know. I thought you were a male feminist, and look at how you treated Shoe on Head. Or does male feminism only apply to women who agree with you 100% of the time? That doesn't seem very feminist. Not just Shoe on Head. Look at how you treated other people. Look at what you said about Erica Kirk, my friend. And I guarantee you, if this little bitch was down on his knees, gun to his head, he'd be praying and begging baby Jesus, like every other fucking Christian that he claims to be morally better than or intellectually.
Fantasizes about violence. The only way I would do that is if a Christian was like, say you love God or I'll kill you. I'll be like, I love God, because I'll lie to that guy. I don't give a fuck. Sure.
So you won't even die for something you believe in. God, no, you're just a coward. You're afraid to die.
You kidding me? If I ever say, oh God, I love you, Jesus, I'm lying. It's a lie.
Yeah, but if you actually believe something in your heart of hearts and your core of core, you say, pull the trigger. No, you're just a coward. You're afraid to die.
Yeah, I'll lie. No problem. Yeah, no problem.
Intellectually superior to. Because he's a fucking cowardly cunt.
What am I? Cowardly?
Oh, come on, Iron Gullet. If you're going to steal my content, at least let my language speak for itself. Stop being a fucking cunt.
Come join me anytime, David. Will he? No.
You're right. I have actually no desire to ever talk to you again because it's a waste of fucking time. Our main thing, again, is cooking. So either reproduce what I've done on your video, on your cooking channel, which you haven't uploaded a goddamn thing to in 2 years, or shut the fuck up. Shut up. maybe I'll talk to you on politics again. Maybe that I'll say that ship hasn't sailed. But this one, I'm just going to keep hammering this point home. Either replicate what I can do and make it better, or shut the fuck up.
You're right, that's a slur. Fish sticks? No!
All right.
You gotta agree with me, huh? After all that, gotta agree with me? I hate to agree with Jake.
This is going to pain me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually But if you're going to do a goddamn cooking show and have fish sticks or fish tacos as the main event, then yeah, you should probably make the fish sticks yourself.
Dave, I don't want to hear you say that criticism.
What the fuck are you talking about? Fish sticks is literally chopped up or ground up pollock that's been rolled into a stick, frozen, battered, and fried! What are you talking about, you fucking bumbling four-eyed retard? Jesus Christ, I give him grace and he makes me angry. A fish stick is either chopped up pollock or chopped up cod, frozen together, binded together, frozen together, breaded and fried. That being said, even if he did do that, Jake, I know you, buddy. You just find something to say is wrong.
That is not true. I would fucking be thrilled if he made a... Can you imagine my elation if
Bullshit. You'd find something to nitpick because you don't like him. You would find something to fucking nitpick. You worthless cunt.
Outlaw's generation was like, I'm making my homemade fish sticks, and then he did? I would be fucking thrilled, dude. That'd be so fucking dope. Can you imagine him filleting a fish, fucking salting it, dredging it, rolling it in the fucking...
Except that's not a fish
crispy...
stick. That's not how fish sticks are made, you fucking retard. They're not made out of filet. They're made out of chopped fish. The easiest fish stick to make is a tuna fish stick.
Prepping them?
Even though you can't cook dick!
I've never cooked dick. That's true. I'm less of a dick eater.
Yeah, you're right. You're not. You never cooked dick. I really should have said you can't cook shit. Which you still can't, you fucking retard. You haven't done shit. You've done nothing.
Like bull dicks, I think, but I'm not into that. I feel like it's weird to eat a guy's dick, even if he's a cow.
You cannot cook dick.
I don't know how to cook dick, but I feel like it'd be safe to braise it. I feel like...
Oh, God. Once again, Jake, just dancing around my obvious criticism of him that he can't cook worth a shit. Jake, here's the thought. I know you're going to see this. Okay? I know you're going to fucking see this. You cannot cook worth a goddamn shit. Okay? There's a reason you have not uploaded your cooking channel in 2 years. It's because you are a terrible fucking cook and nobody likes your shit. While my channel, my cooking channel, is small Everyone likes what I fucking make. And by the way, if you want to meet up in a live cook-off where we have real people casting their votes, I will meet you anywhere, any place, anytime.
It could be easy. When in doubt, braise it, baby.
I know your supporters are on my channel right now. Why don't you fucking get this motherfucker to do 1/10 of what he says he can do?
What do you want to see?
He has not uploaded a cooking video for 2 fucking years.
Hacking and coughing. I don't have it. Let's be real. If I had uploaded a video once a week the whole time, he would say that I didn't upload 2 videos a week. And if I did, he...
Oh my God. If he'd uploaded 1 video a week, I would have bitched that he didn't upload 2. No. I would have just made fun of your 1 upload a week. Had it been 2, I would have uploaded that. Had you consistently uploaded like me and delivered better quality products than me, I would have maybe actually accepted that maybe, okay, fine. I met her better. Even his own fucking chat agrees. Do it, Jake.
Yeah, he would say that I didn't upload as many as him. And if I did more, he would say that it's too many. So, I mean...
No, I would not. No. I never did it when you were uploading. All I did was review your fucking videos. But if you're going to say you're so much fucking better than me, and you're going to say you're such a better cook than me, you're going to say all this, you're going to say all that, well, yeah, you're goddamn right. You haven't uploaded dick for 2 years. I'm consistent. And also, I'm better than you. God, it really seems Jake's arguments have just gone to shit in the last couple of years.
I haven't watched any of them from start to finish. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If Dave is capable of watching half of my fucking videos on that channel,
I have watched literally every fucking second of every fucking video you've ever fucking done. You just don't like it because the channel that I did that on is no longer with us. That's why you can say that. Had Lord of Patriarchy not been taken down, well, you'd be saying a different fucking tune now, wouldn't you, bitch boy?
I'll upload another one. And everyone after that, I'll upload another one. I promise. From start.
So all I have to do is imagine this fucked up scenario. All I have to do is hurt him. And he will upload another video. Screw it. All right. Okay, I'm going to rewind him 10 seconds so we can all hear this again.
don't want the fried thing.
Because you're a big a hack as this fucking hick. That's why you fucked off with me, because you knew I could beat you anywhere, any place, anytime.
I prefer the flavor of good corn tortilla most. So a fresh corn tortilla versus a fresh flour tortilla is like, they're both good for different reasons. So the reason I say that is just like corn on, like the corn tortilla on the stuff that you put fish with, I think is like a smaller vessel than typically, especially a fried piece of fish, is like capable of like wrangling, unless you make like a big boy one. And typically the big tortillas, like even the fucking, wider tortillas, a little bit better for holding the thing. But anytime, anywhere, except not actually. True. Yeah, but it doesn't make it bigger, Thrace. It just makes it stay a little guy. So I've seen them more often, flour tortillas. I'll eat all of them, though. You think I won't?
By the way, I would just like to speak out upon the atheist community, and I am absolutely embarrassed that actual Jake is a member of us.
If damn self when he couldn't figure out how to pause the video. That's amazing.
An idea.
Can you imagine my elation if Outlaw's Generation was like, I'm making my homemade fish sticks, and then he did? The best of us. Let's be real. I'm the best one.
I would like to encapsulate that he needs to be immediately expunged.
Expunged? Dude, the fucking atheists are going to expunge me.
From our ranks.
From the ranks. I don't even know what that means.
Because he's an absolutely fucking disgrace.
And a fucking disgrace? An absolutely fucking disgrace. That's not... Grammatically. Fell apart.
And I guarantee you, if this little bitch was down on his knees, gun to his head, he'd be praying and begging baby Jesus. Like every other fucking Christian that he claims to be morally better than. Or intellectually.
Fantasizes about violence. The only way I would do that is if a Christian was like, say you love God or I'll kill you. I'll be like, I love God, because I'll lie to that guy. I don't give a fuck.
I wouldn't. Sure. But that's me.
You kidding me? If I ever say, oh God, I love you, Jesus, I'm lying. It's a lie. Yeah, I'll lie. No problem. Yeah, no problem.
Intellectually superior to. Because he's a fucking cowardly cunt.
What am I? Cowardly? Come join me anytime, David. Will he? No. You're right. That's a slur.
Would you allow me into your house? Let's say I show up in Michigan, wherever the fuck you live. Would you actually allow me into your house? The answer is no.
Fish sticks? No.
All right.
You gotta agree with me, huh? After all that, gotta agree with me? I hate to agree with Jake. Hacking and coughing. I don't have it. Let's be real. If I had uploaded a video once a week the whole time, he would say that I didn't upload 2 videos a week. And if I did, he...
No, I would have graded it on the quality of the video that you made. But you didn't, because you did the 12 things you knew how to do, and you fucked off.
He would say that I didn't upload as many as him. And if I did more, he would say that it's too many. So, I mean, you haven't watched any of them from start to finish. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If David's capable of watching half of my fucking videos on that channel from start to finish, I'll upload another one. And everyone after that, I'll upload another one. I promise.
Now, point of clarification. Does he mean half the entire video catalog on his thing? Because I can only do that twice. Or does he mean, tell you what, Jake, I'll watch a video of yours from start to goddamn finish right now. I'll do your most recent one.
We're making hash brown.
Now, according to you, if I watch this video more than half, you got to make another video. I tell you what, I will spot you. I will say you only have to make a video if it is only half.
You have to peel a potato. You can, if you want to use bagged hash browns, you can totally use those instead of using a real potato, which in my opinion is a
Again, I'm just using your most recent video. This wasn't drawn at random. It was just the most recent.
superior hash brown. You just have to thaw out your frozen hash browns, and then you can follow the steps after I process this potato. It's the same exact thing, no matter the hash browns you're using.
Because here's the thing, if he says that I gotta do half of his total video library, well, that's impossible. Because I can't get, eventually, the reality of division will permanently put me underwater. He won't do another half. He don't give a fuck. He ain't gonna do shit. Because he knows he can't beat me. Anyway, I have to, fuck it. I'll be right back. I gotta go pee.
I prefer a real potato. Hash browns are delicious, and a lot of people make them poorly. You know, when you make them at home, sometimes they get soggy and stuff. We want crispy, delicious hash browns, and that's what we're going to get. The biggest thing about hash browns is they usually just have too much water in them, and we're going to stop that. So that's why I have like a paper towel down here. I also have some chives from my garden. Shave this potato on a box grater. It doesn't take long. Might be a little messy though. I totally get it if you don't want to do it yourself. It's a little labor, I suppose.
What if you wanted to dice them? Are they still hash browns then? You fat sag, cause sack and shit.
But if you're just making a hash brown for yourself or for a couple people, super worth it. Although I would make this for a group of people because I'm a little sicko. Love making work for myself. Okay, so that's one potato. It's all grated. Just get all the potato stuff off. So the next thing we're gonna do is squeeze.
Honestly, I would have probably gone without him, but he challenged me. He said if I could go through an entire video of his, he'd make another cooking video for me to make fun of. I know he's not going to. I just figured, fuck it. Let's have some fun.
this and get some of the water out. If you do a bunch of these, I would shave these into water, which I know makes the opposite sense, but they're going to start to oxidize and you're going to start to lose color and stuff.
Salad spinner! Oh my god! Oh god! Oh! He busted out the salad spinner. Oh god!
This is just a salad spinner. So we're gonna do a nice squeeze. See, the water's gonna come out. And then we're gonna pop some of these boys, well, all of these boys, into the salad spinner and spin them around a little bit, just to get any excess water off. Also, what we're gonna do here, you don't have to use a salad spinner, you can use a bowl.
Except potatoes do need a certain amount of water. And it might be excessive compared to other things.
Just squish them. It'll be a little bit better if you spin them. Salt, because we want some water to express out, and we want these to be seasoned through. And then we're going to salad spin it first. But you see this cornstarch here. You don't have to add cornstarch, but it will make it way more crispy, and they'll hold together a little bit better. All right. So you got some extra water off. You can see it down here. Fantastic. Preheat your oil. You want kind of a non-stick situation or the least sticky thing. I wouldn't use this, although you can if it's well seasoned and you do it right. Non-stick is definitely, we're not searing really hard or anything, so this will work well. We want to get this up to, medium high, and I put oil in it, just a layer of oil, probably a couple tablespoons, and we want to let that heat through and start to get really nice. So in the meantime, we're going to take these, spread them out a little bit. We're going to take this cornstarch, and we don't have to measure it or anything. Just, enough to get some coating going on, and then move it around. This already got salt in it, remember. We'll also finish it with salt. I mean, you can definitely feel it. There's like a slurry that builds, and this is going to help congeal this together. You can also use potato starch or any other kind. Just starch, and there we go. These are prepped. We just need to wait for the oil to heat up. I guess in the meantime, since I'm already here, we can just chop up some chives. You can also add chives and put them in, or onions or whatever, and put them in your hash browns. It's more of like a latke situation, but same shit. You can see to the left of me I have an egg and cheese. I'm going to top this with a nice over easy egg. I super strong recommend something like green onions or chives anytime you make a hash brown. It just goes perfect together. You don't have to, of course. They're just great. So there's our chives when we need them for the end. All right, we're starting to get...
You know what? I will give Jake a compliment. His knife work is actually pretty fucking good. I will give him that. Your knife work is pretty fucking good. Everything else sucks, but your knife work is good. Oh my god, what a fucking loser.
Get some wispies on here, some little smoky trails, and you can see that the oil itself is shimmering and moves a lot more like water. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to take these out, and of course, we've lost a lot of that moisture in there. That's really great. There's still some, obviously. You can feel it. We're going to push these down in. All right, so then take your spatula and make it, a hash brown shape. Nice and homogeneous. And like I said, if you want to use bagged hash browns, essentially you would just do this. You'd thaw them out, let them be, get the extra water out, and then do exactly this with frozen hash browns. They'll also be good. I like this better. And actually, my wife likes the bag stuff better. So, it's up to you. I think these are more fresh and potatoey.
Well, your wife probably has the fresh, salty taste of cum in her mouth. I don't know. Maybe I was mean. I'm not going to apologize. I don't care.
And I'm right, but that's okay. You can like what you like. It's no big deal.
Jay can always come and fight me.
Also going to put some black pepper on this side. Now, these are going to cook for a little while. This, I mean, says 2:30. It just changed to 2:39. 2:38. So we'll see how many minutes that is. But I would suspect, 6 to 10 minutes, depending on the size and heat you have going on, of just this one side. You're going to let this cook through most of the way, because what we want is to flip this in one piece so we can top it with an egg and stuff. And also, it just tastes better. If it breaks apart or whatever, no big deal. You can also patch it together, so it doesn't have to be perfect every time. However, the goal is a single, homogeneous, delicious hash brown. I would suggest something flexible for this. Also, we used to have a wider one, but I broke it on accident. But it'd be absolutely perfect. All right. I also might add some oil along the way to help keep this going. But for now, we're just going to hold firm and watch this cook. So I'm not going to record the whole thing. I'll be back.
Why you should have more than enough moisture in the pan, because potatoes are full of fucking water to deal with this. Also, you bitched at me about cutting. Fuck off, you dumb cunt.
Ready to flip it, because we'll be able to see some browning around the edges. We'll be able to see probably moisture and air bubbles coming up from the middle of this, like through. So yeah, we'll be back. All right, so it's been 7-8 minutes, and you can see the edges are like this. The activity on this has not died down, but you can see it's less boily and stuff. It also moves in one contiguous piece. So let's see if we can flip this all at once. I think I can. There we go. All right. Look at that. Nice and flipped. A little bit more salt on top. Not a lot. There we go. And we're going to let this cook through. And while I do, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit to 5, because I don't want this egg that I'm going to make to go on it to fry up too hot. But that's it. You've done a hash brown now. Now you know how to make them. If you can flip this all in one piece, you don't need me anymore. You can make hash browns for yourself forever. This is the one time you watch this video. Wow, what a sustainable model. I mean, you can just see the texture on this is lovely. Beautiful. I'm going to let this cook through a little bit. Another probably 3 or 4 minutes, maybe.
So you tried to end the goddamn... So you tried to end with goddamn... What the hell is this? What is this?
It depends on how thick you make it. We're gonna top this with a slice of cheese and an egg and some chives and eat it. That'll be it. That'll be the whole thing. Because that's how I like to eat them. You can eat them however you like. You can do them plain like this. You can cover this baby in ketchup. You can, although I wouldn't do that. Sacrilege. You can, I don't know, just add it to your plate, man. Make it Waffle House style. Awesome. All right, it's pretty much time. All right, so pop the cheese on there, and then I'm just gonna do a little egg. Okay, I'm gonna take that off the heat. Just gonna fry up too hard if we don't. A little salt, a little pepper.
Hey, you're flipping it way too fucking early!
Alright, eggs are quick. Nice. A little more black pepper.
Wow, Jake, you made every fucking redneck dad that woke up his son way too early to go hunting fucking proud.
Alright, that's all it takes. There you go. You can make an egg if you never made one of those. Oh, we bopped the egg. That's okay. Do that. I love eggs, dude. There we go. That's hash browns. This is how I eat them sometimes. Nice cheesy. We'll get just a piece of the potato to show you. Show you both sides of it. Holds together. Crispy. We put salt in it earlier, so it's well seasoned through.
No, you didn't.
It holds together really well. If you don't like eggs and stuff on your hash browns, you can eat it however you like, bacon, whatever.
Yeah, one little egg. One sorry ass egg. Would you prefer me to show you how to make a real hash brown breakfast? Seriously, would you really like it? I don't think you would. I think you'd be pissed off. 'Cause you suck. But again, I have less than 20 seconds.
All right, that's hash browns. Very easy breakfast. Nutritious, not that bad for you. Delightful. All right, I hope you make them.
Okay. Now, according to Jake, if I watched one of his videos to the bloody end, which I did, I just did, we can see here the 3 recommended videos. Okay, Jake, what's your next video? And as for this video, I'll make my breakfast hash brown in short order. I can't tell you. I even may give it a goddamn special day to appear. So, Jake, I did your video. I did it all the way to the bloody fucking end. Why do I think you're not going to be doing any more cooking videos at all? I know you won't. I know you fucking won't. Oh, if I do a call-in, he'll see this. I don't care. Honestly, I'd rather have this over him than actually having him do anything. You said you do you said you would do another cooking episode if I did one of your videos to the end. Well, I did. So get semi-cooking.
My favorite dinner. I've shared this one multiple times, but I am going to change it up just a touch. I'm making crock-pot potato soup. First, I am chopping up some bacon, and if you want, you don't have to do as much bacon as me, but we do like to put a lot of bacon on our potato soup. And you're going to get that cooking in a large skillet. Just put that on a medium heat so it doesn't splatter at you. And now I'm taking a few pounds of potatoes and then peeling those. And I like to cube mine pretty small. If you want, you could do bigger cubes and then mash your potatoes later, but I don't really care to mash mine, so this is just how I'm doing it. And then you're just going to throw those in your crock-pot with that whole carton of chicken broth. You can season it however you want. I am using some pepper and some smoked paprika. And while that bacon is still cooking, I am chopping up 2 yellow onions. Once that bacon is nice and crispy like this, you're going to remove that and just put it on some paper towels for now. And then take out some of that bacon grease, but leave some in there. And then you're going to add your onion in there. Once that's translucent, you're going to add a couple tablespoons of minced garlic. Once you really smell that garlic, you're going to add that on top of your potatoes and that chicken broth. Just mix it.
Hey, Jake, much like professional restaurants, other people use pre-jarred garlic.
It up really well, and you're going to cook this on high for 3 to 4 hours until those potatoes are tender. Then to a separate bowl, you're going to add 1 cup of heavy cream, 3/4 cups of sour cream, and then a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. Just whisk that together really well, and you're going to dump that in. And if you want, you can skip the cornstarch and just mash those potatoes up, but like I said, I don't really care to do that. And then we are definitely making ours cheesy, so I am shredding up a few cups of cheese. I'm doing Colby Jack and then cheddar. Just mix that up until everything is melted, which will not take any time at all, and then top it with bacon and green onions.
Fucking delicious. You know what? Just for the hell of it, let's see where Jake was with me. Not the one that I watch. Not the one that I watched, just the one that was distinctly before that.
From start to finish. Look, I like fish sticks if I want ketchup, I think. Like,
and he's always fucking wrong.
Israel is toxic because the Democratic Party base doesn't support Israel anymore. So,
okay. Yet they funded left wing. Well, that's where he actually took a break from me. I should feel so sad. I should feel so sad. I should feel so fucking sad.
like fish sticks and ketchup, I'm in.
That's how that little faggot knew who I was, because he watches Jake.
Louis fanboy.
I hope you have
12
a
months.
fantastic day.
That's a year. You're sick. Sick of being so dang punctual with your subaphy. Thank you for 12 months. I'm sorry you're sick, though. Here, I'll pray over you. Demons, release the sickness. There we go. It worked. The plastic one is probably 50 years old. It's probably not great to use the plastic one, but that one might hold up. It might have like enough asbestos in it or something to keep you going.
I bought those at the dollar store.
Yeah, I already did that one, Magpie. I replied in the video, but that's okay. Yeah, I did that one a couple weeks ago.
15-ounce can of tomato sauce. And to that, you want to add a half a cup of molasses.
Molasses.
Okay, now I'm somewhat breaking a rule.
Thank you, though. I
here.
appreciate you looking out for that. Don't stop. Always shoot your shot. Never bad.
I try to cook with equipment and...
Dude, you don't know what you're doing. So did you know if you flipped this over, it would just hold together? You could also do it directly over. Like, you could just place this directly on the thing and do it right into it.
Ingredients that most people can...
Like, what is happening? It's not going in there. Dave.
Fine.
Dave. You're zesting the fucking oven.
What the fuck
this is
I'm gonna
crazy.
say
This
before
one might
you
be tricky
fucking
for some
say it. Especially if you don't live near a decently sized city with a decently sized supermarket.
For what?
I'm going to get the zest and juice of 2 blood oranges.
Oh, blood oranges? You can get those in the store. It's not really tough. This is actually fucking crazy.
Really? You can get them in a small town. You fucking retard.
Tonight I'm making my...
Sorry.
It's like he can't see anything in front of him or something?
If for whatever reason you can't find blood oranges, I guess just use navels or caracaras as a substitute. And if you have to use navel, which is the most common orange out there.
This is
maybe
really hard to watch.
Just a touch of sugar, like maybe a...
Just set... Oh my god, dude, setting it on there. What? And then you're like, oh, I can color in between the lines. It also looks like he's going a little hard and he's going to get some pith in there, but it's whatever.
Teaspoon or so. But anyway, the zest and juice of 2 blood oranges. And just squeeze
That must have been fucking painstaking. Look at this mess.
That juice in. And the reason I said add a little bit of sugar is blood oranges are sweeter than regular navel oranges.
Borrowed.
And now we want to add our spice mix to this, which comes to 1 tablespoon of dried oregano.
As always, if you put these in first in the oil and just bloom them, they'll taste better.
Yeah, you know I'm going to fucking goddamn simmer these for a minute, you stupid, dumb, fat Michigan fuck. Jake, just admit it. You can't beat me.
Like, it'll get dispersed in the fat instead of the liquid, and then it'll carry the flavor better throughout the dish. Not that Dave cares, but you do. Like, literally, just 20 seconds in the oil.
You know, also, how does the barbecue sauce carry throughout the dish? Oh, that's right. It doesn't. It fucking doesn't. It doesn't, Jake. You fucking retard.
Especially for dried herbs. Just don't let them burn.
1 teaspoon.
Bloom in the orange juice, yeah.
All right, I'm done with this fucking retard. Again, Jake, either stand the fuck up and face me, or shut up. Either recreate something I have done, which I know you're not going to. You claimed that you would do such a video if I did a goddamn video of yours the whole way through. Well, guess what? On this stream, I did just fucking that. Tell you what, you know what? I want you to recreate this video. I want you to recreate this fucking burger. I want you to recreate this fucking burger in your own way. And why do I fucking think you don't even have access to blood oranges? Anyway, that's where I'm at with this. Good night.